How much does a person's environment shape the type of man that they were going to become?
Oh, enormously.
Enormously.
Yes, enormously. I'll give you an example, and this is a real true example. There's a man who was the head of a psychology department in this research he was doing. He was investigating whether psychopaths, they were doing MRIs of brains of psychopaths, right? And then they were doing MRIs of brains of people in general, okay, groups of people. And as an example, he did MRIs of all his staff, and including him. Now, psychopaths, basically, these little pea-sized things in both sides of your head, sort of in the middle, just right in the middle there. So they're little pea-sized things. It's called the amygdala, and it regulates emotion. So psychopaths and sociopaths have very shallow emotions, like they don't feel much. And that's one of the reasons they think that, say, sociopaths actually, like become therapists, some of them, because they feel alive. They feel something when they're doing that, right? Because it's so extreme. And if they're just going around normal life, they don't feel anything much. It was to see that when he did the MRI of all his staff, okay, were there any psychopaths? Now, none of them were sociopaths, looked like sociopaths in their behaviour, or psychopaths. They weren't bashing people, they weren't doing anything. All of them were just very cooperative. And he looked at his MRI and he had a tiny amygdala. And he said, I grew up in a home where I had unconditional love, right? And opportunities I needed, because he's very smart, I was given all the opportunities and supported through that to go to university and everything. But if I had grown up in a violent home, it would be a different story. So you see, a person who has the hallmark of being a sociopath, psychopath, that is the hallmark, the physical hallmark. Because what happens with people who do end up becoming sociopaths and psychopaths is that they 98% of time they actually grow up with physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional and psychological abuse, and usually it's very severe. And then they are often born with a normal amygdala, but the trauma makes that shrink. So that environment makes them into murderers.